Hello, SAT math people! Today we're going to solve by trial and error and learn that sometimes the easiest way is the best way. So okay, let's do some math. For what value of x is the absolute value 1 plus x equal the absolute value of 1 minus x? So here's the hard way. You would look at, if you have the absolute value of a, the rule is that that's equal to a if a is greater than or equal to 0, and minus a if a is less than 0. So then case 1, you let x be greater than 0, and you take 1 plus x, take the absolute values off, and solve for x, and you get x equals 0. And if you want to stop the video and look at that in more detail, you can. Case 2, you look at x less than 0, and do the same thing, and then in the end you get a contradiction that says x greater than 1, but we already said if x is less than 0, so that's a contradiction, and so we do know that D is the answer. But let's choose the easy way, which is just to plug in the answers, because you are taking the SAT and time is a factor. So let's try x equals 1. The absolute value of 1 plus 1, is that equal to the absolute value of 1 minus 1? I'm just plugging these into the original problem. So that would imply that the absolute value of 2 is equal to the absolute value of 0, and 2 is not equal to 0. So 1 is not a choice. Do the same thing with x equals negative 1. Plug that in for x, and we get 1 plus negative 1. The absolute value, is that equal to the absolute value of 1 minus a negative 1? And that implies that 0 is equal to 2, which it's not, so negative 1 doesn't work. Plug in 0, and you get the absolute value of 1 plus 0 is equal to the absolute value of 1 minus 0, which implies that the absolute value of 1 is equal to the absolute value of 1, and 1 does equal 1. So the answer is D, x equals 0.